Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Riny Ledgerwood. We're starting a new Think and Grow Rich series called You Deserve It. It's based on the book that I wrote. It's a self-help guide to gain courage and clarity to be your best version. 8 simple steps to turn your dream into reality. So we've done the mastermind principles. So we're just going to go ahead and go into the lesson. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay, so this is the book that I really wrote. Like I said, I did my dream building certification process through the Great Thinking Institute. When I was done with that, and I thought what I wanted to do was to write a book to inspire women to be their best version and really to to stop and take action. Sometimes they kind of just neglect themselves and kind of settle for where they are. And I really want to encourage everyone. And this particular book is applicable. The principles are applicable to both men and women. So I hope that you take this book and listen to it and take the little nuggets from it and start the process of your dream building. So let me see. Can you see the slide? You guys okay with the slide? Let's just put this side. So basically, this is the self-help guide to gain courage and clarity to be your best version. As I already said, this is the name of the book, 8 Simple Steps to Turn Your Dream into Reality. And what I'm going to be doing with this mastermind is that I'm going to be incorporating the Napoleon Hill's 13 success principle. We just finished the first series, so we went through the 13th principle, including the conclusion. And I'm going to take the success principle and apply it into this book, as well as the dream building process from the certification that I received from when I went to become a life coach. And then I also will incorporate the 7 energy level and perception and my life experiences. The reason I wanted to include the 7 energy level perception as part of this study is because as we are going through the process into achieving a great goal or dream, that we are going to have fear and doubt. We are going to have paradigm without a doubt. And sometimes when your energy level is very low because you are disappointed, you feel defeated, you feel stuck. When you feel stuck, you don't want to move forward. So this 7 energy level is really something to help you to create an awareness that you don't have to stay that way, even though you're going through the process, even though the process may take years, that it is helpful to be able to manage your emotion and be happy and be content while you're going through the process. And also I will incorporate some of my life experiences because I've been around the block. And so that's kind of like this mastermind, I'm going to be incorporating this information. So these are the 13 principles that we recently just finished last week. Napoleon Hill's 13 principle. First of all, you need to know what you want. You have to have the desire. And then with the faith, you need to believe that you can achieve it. And then to help you program your subconscious mind, you use auto-suggestion, your affirmation, visualization, including meditation and different methods of affirmation, which is basically repetition to reprogram your subconscious. And then depending on what it is you want with your goal, you may have to take courses, may have to learn specialized knowledge. This is knowledge that you don't learn from school. And then of course, then you have to go into a higher power because oftentimes, especially if your goal is big and you may have to reach out to your intuition and get a hold of your creative imagination to get there. And then with organized planning, that is basically you need to, once you know what you want, you need to plan and you need to take action. You need to make a decision and a commitment to do it. And then you have to have the persistence, because you will have fear and doubt along the way. So persistence is super, super important. And then the power of mastermind. Napoleon Hill coined this term, the mastermind. Basically, it's two minds, two or more minds. It's through collaboration, just like we're doing right now, because I'm not going to be the only coach in here. We have other coaches, and including Russ. And so we will be helping each other and grow together. And the mystery of sex transmutation, we went through this last week. We had a lot of fun discussing how you transfer the sex energy, because sex energy is one of the highest energy in human, as far as human drive, and that we transform that energy into something productive and creative to get to our goals. So apparently a lot of the the 500 men that Napoleon Hill studied, many of them have, the most successful men had women that influenced them. And then we also will use the subconscious mind. How do you reprogram? How do you shift your mindset? A lot of things when you're going into a dream building process, you need to shift your mindset. You need to up-level your energy of your thinking, because your thoughts cause your feeling cause your action, and your action cause your results. So it's really, really important that the subconscious mind, that we reprogram our subconscious mind to, to be in alignment, so that our thoughts and feelings are in alignment with our goals and dreams in order to be able to achieve it. And then, we study about the brain and how the brain functions, and the intuition, the sixth sense. And Napoleon Hill, in the conclusion of the Think and Grow Rich last week, we talk about the two most important factors in being successful, to succeed, is that you have to have self-confidence and the enthusiasm. The thing about self-confidence is, when your energy is low, you don't have self-confidence. Val is talking about being at the call center. Guess what? If your energy level is low, you're answering the call and you don't have the self-confidence, people don't buy from you. And so it's really important with whatever you do, that you have the self-confidence and enthusiasm. And related to the self-confidence is really self-image. Do we have good self-image? Again, paradigm, our path, a lot of our past experiences could cause this self-confidence. And then this is another thing that I'll be including as part of our discussion in this mastermind, is 7 energetic self-perception, where, because as I said before, as you're going through the process, you're going to be having adversity. You'll have challenges. You'll have doubts. You have fear. You have paradigm, and you just keep this chatters in your head. There are 70,000 chatters a day, and you have to keep talking back to yourself. You have to change the story in your head. But where are you? This is another, I'm not going to discuss this in great detail. I'm just telling you, I'll be including this so that while you're going through the process, you don't have to feel stuck the whole time, that you can manage your emotion while you're going through the process. I'm giving you a background, not to brag or anything, but rather to tell you that I've been around the block. So I have life experiences that I included in my book, and that I have reached my dream really at this point. I was born and raised in Jakarta, Indonesia, came to the United States with no money, really. My parents gave me $4,000, but when you go to university as a foreign student, it's very, very expensive. And then that's it. And then I have to work a couple of jobs to put myself through college. I have a bachelor's, master's degree. I was IT director for most of my life at San Diego State University. I held many board positions while working at SDSU. I was part of a different organization, married, divorced, 3 daughters, and I have 2 grandchildren, toddlers. I helped my 3 daughters bought their first home at 20, in their early 20s. And I'm a homeowner, real estate investor. I bought and lost many properties. So I've gone through a lot. In other words, I've owned a lot, but I also lost a lot. I'm also a financial investor. I repeated the same sentence here. I've traveled extensively in the United States and outside country, other parts of the world. I'm a life coach and author and recently engaged. So I've done a lot and I've accomplished a lot. And so what I'm saying is I've reached my dream really. Now it's my turn to help others. So that's why I'm doing this. But I have my experiences to share that I included in my book as well. So let's play this little game here. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. As I'm asking the question, I want you to kind of think about this. You can. This is an interactive part. I want you to tell me, what if all of us have the resources within us to succeed? What is your head telling you when I said that? Do you believe that? Do you believe what it takes? That you have what it takes? Do you believe that? Or are you arguing with yourself? Tell me. This is part of our discussion. What do you think? Yanni, you want to start?
Sure. To be honest, there's some days I do believe it. I'm pumped up, but there's some days I'm all like, what am I doing? And my daily affirmations and routines, I'm doing in order for it to be. And like, heck yeah, I know I could do this. Because I know I have the capabilities. I know that. But feeling it is different, like I said, sometimes I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Because sometimes I know I'm feeling, like you said, we go through the 7 levels. I'm doing good, and then I get a bump and I disinflate myself, and it takes me time to get back up there. But as soon as learning the 7 levels and the up and downs of having success, because I used to have fear of failing. So this is why I didn't try anything. I was like, I'm not ready for that yet. So I'm gonna start here. I'm not ready for that yet. So I'm gonna do over here. But now learning that failing is part of your success, and little by little, I'm getting that a certainty that I am capable of doing so much than my mind can conceive right now.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. All of us have all of that. And the fact that you're aware, you notice what you're noticing. That's so awesome. We went through this morning's mastermind that the first thing is to be aware and to notice about your chatter, because you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts and your feeling. In other words, you can manage it, you can control it, but the first thing is that you need to be aware of it. So thank you, Yanni. How about you, Nancy? Do you believe it?
I believe it. I'm striving for it. I have, challenges that I have to break through, but I basically believe it. I just really believe that it's not so much that I can't do it anymore as that I can do it and I have to get to it. And so, telling myself that to take the time to study, to focus, to prepare, and to take the next steps, in order so that I don't give up on myself and that I succeed, because that's really important to me right now.
That's awesome. The fact that you're here alone tells me that you want to succeed, and you're also part of that mastermind with Ron and the financial literacy and the program. And I think that's so awesome. I think next is Val. Val, I know Russ has to go. Do you want to give Russ the chance first? He has to leave. Go.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Russ, since you have to leave.
You muted.
I have what I'm going to say is an unusual declaration. It's something that I've been observing and that I've been thinking back over my life, in the last really 30 years or so. And I remember when I first started studying these principles, and my thought was, I can recall really when I was first married and, being a newlywed and, laying on our bed, fully clothed in our first house together, and looking off and saying, God, what would it be like if, we could make $5,000-$10,000 a month consistently? I mean, we'd be wealthy. We'd be, we'd have everything. And it was shortly after that, I started Success by Design, and it's precisely what occurred. And far beyond that, I mean, I never knew that. I never thought about making 60 or 70 or $80,000 a month until it happened. I never thought about what it would feel like about having, a couple million in cash in the bank. And then I remember losing it, or most of it, through some really unfortunate things that happened. That's the way life is. It ebbs and flows, but having complete confidence that if I'd done it once, I could do it again. And then, there's a lot of time that's passed now. Now it's 30 years later, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm well off, and I mean, I'm not rich. I'm rich in a lot of ways. Financially wouldn't be one of them, but I have plenty of money, and I'm not worried about taking care of my family anymore. But let me tell you, the wonderful thing that has occurred for me is my thinking goes the other way now. Like, as soon as I start to focus on a goal and I know how possible it is, something outrageous shows up as a possibility. And this is not an advertisement for the vault, but one of the reasons you'll notice my passion around it and my excitement around it is because I see my legacy, this dream for the possibility of 1,000,000 millionaires or 1,000 millionaires coming about. Mark's vision is 1,000,000 millionaires. I was happy to have 1,000, because 1,000 millionaires paying it forward gets me my legacy, gets me my actual purpose in life. But you know what's happened? Something extraordinary has happened, at least to me. Some of the people who are now interested in coming in the vault, and people who I've dreamed of working with for a long time. I've known them. I've had the honor to be on stage with them, or read their books, or be a part of us working in some way together, maybe sometimes even for a day. They're now enrolling in the vault and creating platforms to be on the vault. And as I bring them in, I think, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them that because I get to enroll them, that I'll bet I can send out their personal link as fast as they can. Now, here's the method to that madness is I make $15 whether they do it or I do it. Doesn't make any difference. But the difference is, if I do it, not only am I encouraging a duplicatable effort from them, but I'm also doubling my chances of building even deeper and contributing more to the vault for everyone else, which makes the vault grow, which brings more back to me. See what I'm saying? So here's the thing. I started thinking, this might be the first time in 40 years where I've really seen the possibility of making $1 million in a relatively short period of time. Maybe even, more than that, but $1 million, that's good going. When you've got 6 figures a month coming in, or, you're making $2 or $3 million a year, that's dream time there. But you know what I started thinking? What's possible here is $1 million a month. These guys, there's at least 3, and the woman, there's 10 actually altogether. By the way, I'm just going to float out a question without saying anything. What would it be like if people could meet with Bob Proctor once or twice a month live in the Mastermind here in the vault? What would it be like if they could talk to him and ask him questions, not just listen to his tapes? And I want to tell you that became a reality this week. I'm not going to say more about it right now, and I'm not trying to tease anything out. I want to just say this. I started thinking, okay, here's what I want to do with these guys. I want to create a project with them where they make 10,000 subscription sales. Now, my strategy is nobody make a subscription sale without making sure that whoever you're making the subscription sale to refers to people. Like that's it. Like get it out front. Like that's the minimum thing, so that nobody ever has to pay out of pocket for their membership past the first time they do. What if everybody did it? Doesn't matter if they build, doesn't matter if it goes beyond that, that each one of us just makes sure that every member has their membership at no cost by referring to people. So with that strategy, what if I immerse myself in each one of these people making 10,000 sales? Well, 10,000 sales is $500,000 a month. And if each one of those people, each one of those 10,000 refers to, that adds another $300,000 a month for that person. And you know what? If they do it, then it adds another 4. So that's 1.2 million a month, okay, for people that I enroll in the vault. And I thought, well, if that's possible, why couldn't I do it? And then I realized I already did. Because if I take 3 people to $1 million a month, I'm making 900,000 just on the first 2 levels. So that's not accounting for anything else that happens in this organization. And I thought my thinking just went from $1 million a year to $1 million a month. And it did it by expanding in what would be even more fun for me, which is being partially responsible for somebody else making $1 million a month. And then I started thinking, you know what? What if that changed everything? What if that changed the game across the board? What if we had 100 or 1,000 people that actually were able to do that? Because that's possible here for what this could create and be in the world. And the reason I share that now is because I guess maybe it's my age, but what's happened for me is things don't get smaller anymore. I don't start thinking, what can I do? I start thinking about what's possible beyond what I originally thought was possible when I combine it with other people. And the joy of doing it with other people is where the real kick is for me. Anyway.
Thank you, Russ. I think that it's so awesome to listen to you. Every time I listen to you, and you seem to just have this, not only the idea and the resource within you, but you know how to explain it in such a way that makes it exciting for everybody to listen to it. But I think what you're doing is that you're giving away your time. You're so generous in Noble Goldman. You're everywhere, all the time, every day.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Anytime anybody needs anything.
And you're receiving it back because you're doing it genuinely, you know, and I could feel you're talking from your heart, and you're having that new belief, you know, that there's no limits for you now.
Yes. And it's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, and I think the fact that you're giving your time and everything, and you know, you'll get back in return in many, much more.
I do. And I don't think about it. I just enjoy what I get back, but I don't even think about it. I don't do it with that intention. I don't do it for the reciprocity, but I get the reciprocity. And a long time ago, I used to think how I lived my life for acknowledgement. I really did. Like, it was important to me to have people say, boy, you know, you inspired me. That was important. And I gave it up. I really did. And as soon as I gave it up, I got 10 times more than I did before. And it's just like, I hope I continue to learn like this and stay in this place, because I think that what's occurring for me is really what anti-aging is. I think I'm becoming younger, you know. Anyway, God bless you. You guys are great. I gotta go. But thanks a lot.
Okay.
And thanks for letting me go, Val.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Ron.
everybody. Hey, Joe, Rock and Joe, I saw you on there earlier, buddy. I'm looking forward to working with you. And we just Facebook friended. So
Oh,
take care
no.
now.
Oh, Nancy just
Okay,
left.
bye-bye.
Bye.
I was, okay, bye. So Val, sorry about that. Since Ras has to go and now Nancy left, so go ahead.
Oh, so what were we talking about?
We were talking
You believe what it takes. Why not believing? I mean, believing is a good way. When you believe, they say everything happened. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna believe. I mean, it's a good choice because it's a choice to believe. Otherwise, we can still be taken, on the side with our mundane things to do. But there is a time where the mind needs to be, I think, utterly entertained in the possibilities because they're out there. Because I truly believe, for sure, we're all emulating this desire, right, of what we want for ourselves. And like I said again, why not believing? It's a better way, I think, to me, to think, and a healthy way to think, provided that we take some action along the way. So otherwise, it's just hoping and wishing. Like Heal says, mere wish, or it's not mere wish of hope. It's something that belongs to you. So when Heal even talks about the sexual transmutation, is that feeling that we get when we are, that basic feeling of survival, of everything. When we put it in our idea, boom, something happened, something good. And then we equipped ourselves, we're better equipped to overcome other challenges, because there will be challenges. I mean, I put a yacht behind me and I'm like, okay, do I really believe? And I'm like, well, what I believe is, like, I don't know if I'm going to own it, but I'm going to spend a lot of time on it for sure. So, things makes me feel at ease that it is possible. One way or another, if I put it behind me and enough to reprogram myself, reprogram my mind, and telling me every day, all this basically is worthy my time. And when we dedicate some time every day, like Bob wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have some friends also, well, even Henrik and G, who's doing the 5 a.m. club, or, they are up, like Christo and Lloyd, who are diligently every day do a certain action to shake the vibration. You see, it's very, very important on the self-care part of it. So do I believe? For sure. And also what I learned that from somebody else in another mastermind, a very wise woman. She's my financial advisor. She said, you've got to step into the image once and for all, because it's not having a little foot on one side saying, oh, this is what I want, and another foot on another side. When you make the choice with our mental faculties that Bob talks about, the will, I determine this is the way I think, because all the rest do not serve me. And sometimes you get a cutthroat. But if you know what you want, it's okay. It's not good too much, cut cutthroat, but certainly sometimes you have to, because what's important in the principle of Mastermind is to surround yourself with people who are going to support you. So anything that doesn't support what you want to build is not worthy your time to be with and to spend. Yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I wanted to add that Ross was talking about declaration. Do you do a declaration every day? the declaration is an important thing. I had some time I spent with a chiropractor who taught us a technique of points where we can activate the prefrontal cortex. And so we were affirming declaration, those affirmation, right? And getting in touch with our prefrontal cortex, which is the CEO, our CEO, how we live our life. So these were the points that I wanted to add on Rod's talk and subject that you throw, Riny.
That is so awesome. Just from the beginning I met you, you've always been so positive, and it's just you bring this positive influence in me. You're making an impact on me, because it's like, how could you not be so sad? Here you were having a breakup with, your relationship, and you're having all this you've been going through a lot in your life, and yet you were always positive. You're always believing that you can pull back, that was just a temporary setback, and that you will just bounce back and bring yourself back up. And look at you now. You're, applying for a different job, and you're just positive, and I just love it. And I think that's exactly what I'm talking about, that you have that mindset and the resilience that regardless, you do what it takes, and I love that quote behind you, your visualization. Your yard. Yes.
I'll send an invite once you have it.
Well, or at least once I'm on, I can have some friends
Once
around.
you're on it. One or the other.
One way or another.
You're muted, Riny.
Yanni, this morning you talk about wanting a nail studio as part of your dream. You need to create one of those for your background. You know what I mean? For your Zoom background, it's your nail studio, your decoration that you wanted. Remember, we were talking about.
Yes, that's my ultimate hobby. Like, when I feel I'm complete, I want that to be my hobby, but still generates me income. But first I want my houses, my properties, apartments, or something like that. So I think I'll do that first.
But Joe was just suggesting create it on Canva, so that it's a background for your Zoom.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Like I told you, in order for me to visualize it, I think that's the only thing I'm kind of missing. Feel it, touch it, imagine it, and be there. And I think I will be creating that.
Because that would be the step one, the background on your Zoom. So like you're sitting in your studio in this chair, with your studio.
Yes, I definitely will.
Okay, so Joe or Mark, do you want to say anything about, do you believe the resources you need within to succeed in life? Joe, are you there? Or Mark?
I think it's background type. Oh, there he is.
I'm back and forth with kiddo today. So what was the question? Oh, you're muted, Riny. You're muted.
Oh, sorry, my noise, so I have to keep muting myself. But do you believe that you have the resources within you to succeed in life? Do you believe you have what it takes?
After finding Noble Goldman and the Quantum Elite community and meeting all sorts of wonderful people within, I'm positive I do. And if I feel I don't, there's so many that have already reached out to me and helped me get over whatever the situation was going on at the moment. So when I first came in, I'd say no. I was a lost child, and now I'm confident I can achieve anything. I can manifest anything. I can attract anything. I just have to put my mind to it and not allow outside influences to deter me from what I'm creating.
Yeah, and this is another group, Joe. Hang out with us, because there's the book, You Deserve It. Absolutely deserve
that. I started listening to it on Audible like 2 days ago. I think I'm chapter 6 now.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm going to have to listen to it a couple times because it's totally different than reading. I don't seem to pick up and then remember as much when I'm listening to it. So I'm going to have to do it a few times. But yeah, like you were telling me, there's a lot in there that men can relate to as well. It's not, you know, like you said, it was written for women, but so much can relate to men. So it was awesome. Thank you for it.
Yeah, no problem at all. And in this mastermind, I'm adding that 7-level energy. So I'm actually adding to it, not in the book, but I'm going to incorporate the idea of getting unstuck, you know, while is to enjoy yourself while you're trying to get to where you want to get. So, you know, that's why I'm adding stuff in this mastermind, and the fact that we're together, that alone is a bonus, you know, that we can coach each other, we talk with each other, we share with each other and grow together. So that alone is a bonus to have this mastermind. So thank you, Joe, for being part of this, because you are also a bonus, more than a bonus. You're a great addition to this group.
Well, thank you, Riny. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
Now everybody's muted except me. Mark wants to take over. Mark, you want to get us your take?
He said that he's visiting with somebody today, but he's going to be in and out. So yeah. So I could share my my slide again to kind of walk you through what I'm planning for next week, and that kind of just an overview of the book. And Val, if you want to have a copy of the audio, let me know if you're so busy right now, but you know.
Well, I have to read some scripts, you know, and then learn how to say those scripts, because
You're very busy, so I understand. So,
but that's okay. It's good to change my mind on something else, because you gotta keep the dream alive. If you don't keep the dream alive, you know.
yes. Yeah, we're almost at the top of the hour, so I just kind of want to tell you what the outline of the book is. I think Yanni and Joe, both of them, they're listening, so they kind of know what it is. But I just want to let you know, since you didn't read the book. I'm going to share the screen and go back to where I was before. Let's see. Okay, so we just discussed what if we all have the resources we need within us. So that was a great share and good discussion. So again, this is the same thing, you know, what if we could have everything we want? Because our head has this a way of tricking us, telling us, no, you don't have what it takes. No, you can't do it. You know, so that's why we're going through this process together, so that it's almost like a project. Press would call this a project, where you start somewhere and we just kind of go through it together, and every week we'll just discuss it and we'll just bring it out there. Whatever is blocking you, whatever you're struggling with, you share it with this group, and then we just kind of unpack it. So this is the area of results we're talking about: your health, your relationship, your time and money freedom, including your contributions to your community and the causes you believe in. This is like your nail salon, Yanni. This is your nail studio is included in here as part of your goal. So, and what if it's not hard to do it? Would you love this? You know, would you love this?
Definitely.
You visualize it. What if we're not afraid? What if we don't have doubts? What if everything is easy? Wouldn't it be awesome? What if we could apply the Think and Grow Rich principle into our lives with ease? Would this be a big help to you? You know, what if we don't have to struggle? This is all amazing. This could be part of our visualization, you know? What if everything is easy? You know, we don't have to feel stuck while we're pursuing your dream life. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to include the 7-level energy perception, because I think it helped you manage, you know, to manage your emotion. And what if I tell you, you are in control of your life? Sometimes we think that we're stuck because our perception is our reality. Really, including if you said, I'm really not happy today, I'm really sad. Really, that's your perception. What if you say, that's not true? That's not true. I'm very grateful for what I already have. I have so much that I have already. I don't need to be sad. Look at all these friends we have. Look at the Noble Goldman. Look at the family we have here. Look at all the surrounding, even the fact that we're alive. And here we are, we're able to do this. We're grateful. So really, there's so much to take in that if we think about it. This morning, Yanni, in the session this morning, we're talking about how we take things for granted sometimes. We have so much. And then what if you can take 100% responsibility? I didn't have the word responsibility here in your life, with acceptance and no blaming. What would life be? And that's, I think I have a blank there. Willing to do whatever it takes regardless of your circumstances. So that's kind of like, this is just like today, it's just kind of a kickoff. It's an intro. So let's get started. So next week, we're gonna start with the chapter. And this is just an overview of I have 8 steps to turn your dream into reality. Step 1 is to get you unstuck mentally before you start taking action. Because when your energy level is low, it's really hard to get motivated to get going. And then I broke it down, step 1, and then I have a chapter below that. And the chapter is that I explain how the mind works and to identify our limiting beliefs, chapter 2 within the step 1. And then step 2 is discover your passion and purpose. And that makes sure that it's clear what it is that we want, that we have clarity, but we were going to work with this together. And then step 3 is that we need to create a vision based on our passion and purpose. The reason it's really important that it's based on your passion and purpose is because if your vision and your, is not strong, if your why is not strong, you're not going to stick with it. The first thing something happened, you have adversity, you're going to drop off and just give up. You give up very easily. That's why it's very, if your intention is to help somebody to do something great cause that you have in mind, that you will persist when the storm comes about, So again, this is part of the step, the step before is to create your vision. And then step 4 is design your dream. We design the dream together here. We're going to kind of craft, we're going to do some exercises. How do you create your dream in alignment with your vision? And again, some of the, how do we remove our mental blocks and limiting beliefs? How do you raise your internal set point to manifest your dreams? Because we have a set point. Based on our paradigm, we think we only can do so much. We are not enough. That's what our set point is. We're not enough. We have a certain set point. If you don't believe it because of that set point, it's very hard to achieve your dream. So we need to learn how to raise the set point. And then we learn about the different manifestation tools. Listen to your intuition, practice gratitude, practice forgiveness, and then create a plan and take action to turn your dreams into reality. And this is goal setting, like in Russ's case, he called it a project. You have to have a project because you need to have some goals and milestones. So, and then you have to be creative. And, if sometimes your dream requires you that you reach out to whatever you believe, the universe, your intuition, God, your spiritual side of things, that you reach out, that you become creative and you imagine things that you don't normally could. You're using the creative imagination. That's what Napoleon Hill call it, to become creative, to get to where you want to go. And then at the end, enjoy your dream life with no regrets. You know, that's what is your legacy? How do you want to be remembered? That you don't want to have any regrets at the end. Persevere to the end. Chapter 13, which is the end of the chapter, and then the conclusion. And that's pretty much it. This is just an overview, but that's basically the book. So anyway, do you have any question about this? I mean,
just want to say I love it. I love it. And I love this fact that I'm reading a book and I'm gonna get the insight of the author, what she meant while she was reading everything. So I love this. And it's funny how energy goes and flows. Yesterday I was having this mastermind with Matthew, and I kept telling him I want to live a life with no regrets. And look at where I'm at, you know, where I want to live that life, and this is where we're gonna go towards. We make that plan to live with no regrets.
exactly. So that's really the ending, because success is very subjective. It's not all about money. It's not about money. Yes, money is important. You have to survive, you have to pay bills. But really, at the end of the day, you realize this as you get older and older, that you're, you know, the most important thing is really not money. Money is just a tool for you to be able to do and be, and you know, to do what you want to do, to be what you want to do, to give what you want to give. So that's what money is. It's just really a tool. It's not the end all. So we're at the top of the hour. Any last comments? Anyone? Anybody want to say? Joe, I think you want to say something. Joe, you want to say something?
I was just popping back in, but definitely wanted to say so far, just from listening to your book and doing my chores and adulting and all that, I love it. Like I said, I'm definitely going to go back. When I go back, I'm definitely going to sit there with a notebook and take some notes. I think Audible, I can push a button and it'll record stuff, but then I didn't write it down. I didn't learn it. So I'm going to have to go back and listen and take the time to take some notes and write some stuff down, because there was a bunch that like really hit home, really sat with me. And I was like, damn, go Riny. So appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for having me here today. I know I keep coming in late, but I got that conflicting schedule thing where 6 to 6:30, I'm on a different call. So I come right here, right after.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Yanni,
I'm sorry?
do you want to say anything before we close, or are you good?
No, that's it. Thank you. And I just love the idea that you make doable practices, you know? And I already, like Joe said, I already started writing things down, to starting with my core values, you know, to make my world around that. So I appreciate it. I'm excited for this journey on this digesting your book.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
And Val, congrats on your moving forward with your career and everything. Do you have anything you want last minute that you want to say before we close?
I'm gonna keep dreaming, because I know that's what it's true. And in spirituality, it says when you focus on what it's true to you, you'll get it. So let's trust in the process, trust in this wonderful plan you have built, because it's very interesting. I mean, I'm very impressed, Riny, with your organization skill on how you organize those thoughts to put this program together. And congratulations again. I'm happy to be here and to read your book for sure.
Thank you, all of you. Have a great weekend and see you next week. Hope you come back. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Riny.
Okay, bye.